What's going on, everybody? It's GameUnboxingReviews here, and welcome back to another LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2 news update. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about a potential new character reveal, and also some new details on some other areas that we're going to be able to visit within the Chronopolis HUB World. So, without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so first up, what I'm going to do is basically read you this very interesting quote from Arthur Parsons, and it's basically him talking about how we're going to see alternate reality versions of characters meet original versions and lots of stuff like that. It sounds really, really cool. So Arthur says, you can have one Captain America meeting another Captain America. You can have all these different Spider-Man characters. Who'd have thought they'd coexist? But it also allows for this great humour. You can imagine you have this really serious moment, someone shouts Cap, and then there's two Captain Americas, and they're both answering, and there's a little bit of banter, so it creates great comedy moments, but in this really compelling universe. Now, this subject matter for me is great. The game is obviously predominantly aimed at children, but comic book fans will note everything. Being able to put Spider-Man Noir in the game is cool, but also the 2099 characters. There's so much fun to be had with all these variants, end quote. So, let's go back to what Arthur said there. Being able to put Spider-Man Noir in there is cool, but also the 2099 characters. Now, Arthur didn't say 2099 Spider-Man, he said 2099 characters. So I guess, hopefully this means we will see lots more 2099 versions of characters, which is very exciting. Honestly, I did suspect this. I really did think, you know, when you add someone like 2099 Spidey, you're going to add more versions from that dimension, and that's very, very exciting. And hopefully that means we'll get more noir versions of characters as well, because there's lots of good stuff in those comics. But yeah, that's really, really great to hear, especially after I did my 2099 video. Hopefully that gives me hope that we might see Venom 2099 or Daredevil 2099, anything like that. Whatever they do, I'm sure it's going to be amazing. Next up, Arthur Parsons has recently said that there is so much content being put into this game, and that is because they have finally left last gen behind. Now, this really allows them to now do so much more with their games. So let's take Chronopolis for example. Arthur has called it the most ambitious thing they've ever done. It is said to be 2.5 times as big as any hub that TT Games have ever done before, and each section features its own unique texture sets. So instead of having one big city with several similar design buildings, you've got ground level areas like Manhattan, a Hydra HQ. Yes, that is a brand new confirmation, so there is a Hydra HQ in Chronopolis. Very cool. We've also got medieval England, ancient Egypt, and lots more. Then you have a giant celestial head floating in the sky. This of course confirms Knowhere as part of Chronopolis. Very exciting. And wait for it, because this is a big one, you can even swim underwater all the way down to Atlantis. That's right, you can go to Atlantis in LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2. Mind blown? Mine too. I can't believe that. That is amazing. So, not only do you have all these huge areas on the ground level, you've also got stuff in the sky, and underwater you have Atlantis. This is going to be the biggest open world I've ever seen in a LEGO game to date, and I'm so happy about that, because I love the open worlds in this game, and they are really going all out on this one, and that is such great news. Now, even better is that these locations are all accessible without any loading screens. So you could go from Knowhere to 2099 to the Old West and then jump down into Atlantis, and there's no loading screens whatsoever. It's a really smooth, free roaming experience, which is fantastic. Now then, going back to Atlantis for a second, does this confirm that Namor will be playable? Well, not necessarily, because while Namor didn't feature in LEGO Marvel 1, Atlantis of course did. But hopefully things are different this time, because it'd be really amazing if we can play as Namor in Atlantis. I just love the idea of that. I love how in LEGO Dimensions in the DC Comics Adventure World, you can play as Aquaman, jump into the water, and then swim all the way down to Atlantis. So if it's like that in this game, we can play as Namor and swim down to Atlantis like that, that would be fantastic. I'd absolutely love to see that. And there has been teasers recently that Namor might be joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so maybe that will help connect the two together. We'll have to wait and see, but there has been some interesting teasers with that new Guardians of the Galaxy ride at Disneyland that makes me think that Namor might be on the way, so hopefully that helps them a little bit. Now this is just a quick little bit of news, but it is a character confirmation, so it is pretty exciting. So when I did my trailer analysis, obviously I broke down the trailer and spotted all the characters that I could find, but there was one that I did miss. There's probably more. I mean, that trailer seems to have lots of stuff going on in the background, but this is one that I'm very certain of. So if you look at this screenshot I've taken from the trailer, you can see this character on the right. Now if you focus on the legs design of that character and compare it to this image right here, which is of course Klaue from the LEGO Marvel's Avengers Black Panther DLC, they look extremely similar. So I really do think that this is a confirmation that Klaue is in LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2. So that is awesome. Great to have some Black Panther villains in this game. And last but most certainly not least, the final thing we need to talk about is these little bits of information, but they are all very exciting. So first off, you can now apparently even bring in lots more characters when exploring Chronopolis. Now I'll get back to that in a second, but one of the characters it lists is future Captain America. So does this confirm that Roberta Mendez of the year 2099 will be in the game? Well, Arthur did say earlier that there are 2099 characters, hopefully hinting at more than just Spider-Man 2099. So I'd say that this is definitely some sort of confirmation of Roberta maybe appearing in the game. I mean, if not, then we at least know that some variation of a future Captain America will be playable in LEGO Marvel 2. So that is very exciting. Personally, I hope it is Roberta because she looks awesome and I really want to see what they'd be able to do with that character in this game. Now then, going back to what I was saying, you can apparently now have lots more characters with you when exploring Chronopolis. So you could have future Captain America, Rocket Raccoon, Spider-Man 2099, and Doctor Strange with you all at once. Now if that's true, that's awesome. That is really, really cool, because that means I could have a bunch of Spider-Man with me and just explore Chronopolis with Spider-Man Noir, Spider-Man 2099, Spider-Gwen, and hopefully Peter Parker as well. I mean, that sounds really cool. If they've done that, that is a really nice addition to the game, because I know a lot of people have been asking for that. Now, going back to Doctor Strange, he can now apparently even rewind time in this game. So that is very likely to be through the use of the Time Stone. So, does this mean that the Infinity Stones will have some role to play in LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2 story? Well, we'll just have to wait and see, but I really hope so, because I think there's a lot of possibilities there with those stones, especially now that we have Doctor Strange and he has the Time Stone and he can reverse time. Who knows what the other stones could bring into play? We will just have to wait and see. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Now what I thought would be a fun thing to do before we finish this video is basically recap all the Chronopolis locations that we know of so far, because I think that would really give you a rough idea of just how massive this map is going to be. So we've got Ancient Egypt, the Old West, Medieval England, Manhattan, a Hydra HQ, Atlantis, Wakanda, New York City in the year 2099, Knowhere, Atlan, Hala, and Sakaar. So that is 12 out of 20 areas that we know of so far. That is insane. I mean, this hub world sounds absolutely massive, and I for one can't wait to finally explore it. Honestly, with the addition of Atlantis, it makes me think, what else could they add? They've got Atlantis. Could they add the Savage Land or something like that? The possibilities are endless, and I can't wait to hear more. Alright guys, so I want to thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for lots more videos real soon, and as always, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.